So today we will see square and square root. First of all, we will see what is the square. Square is the product of a number with itself. If we are talking about square of 1, we can write 1 into 1 and the result will be equals to 1. Means square of a number is the product of a number with itself. We are multiplying a number with itself. The square of 2 will be equals to 2 into 2. The result will be equals to 4. Square of 3 equals to 3 into 3. Result equals to 9. Square of 4 equals to 4 into 4 equals to 16. Square of 5 equals to 5 into 5 equals to 25. Square of 6 equals to 6 into 6 equals to 36. Square of 7 equals to 7 into 7, 49. Square of 8 equals to 8 into 8 equals to 64. Square of 9 equals to 9 into 9 equals to 81. And the square of 10 equals to 10 into 10 equals to 100. So, the square of a number is the product of number with itself. From these square of a number, we can observe so many things. We can observe here, the square of odd number is a odd number. The square of a odd number is a odd number. Let us see. 1 is odd, the square of 1 is 1. 3 is odd, the square of 3 is 9. 9 is also odd. 5 is odd, the square of 5 is 25. 25 is also odd. 5 is odd, 25 is also odd. Similarly, 7 is the odd number, square of 7 is 49. Both are odd. The square of 9 equals 21. Both are odd. Similarly, the square of even number is a even number. 2 is an even number. So, square of even number equals to even number. Square of 2 equals to 4. 2 is even. 4 is also even. Here, 4 is also even number. So, square of 4 is equals to 16. Similarly, square of 6 is 36. Square of 8 is 64. Square of 10 is 100. So, from here we can observe one thing. Square of even number is the even number and square of odd number is a odd number. So, from all these data, we can observe one more thing. Let us see the unit place digit of all the numbers. First of all, write all the digits like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We are having 10 digits. Total we are having 10 digits. Now let us see the unit digits of all the numbers. Here we are having 1, so we can take here 1. 4, we can take here 4. 9, we can take here 9. Next we are having 6, so we can pick 6 also. 5, we can pick here also 6. Already we have picked 9, we have already picked 4, we have already picked 1, already picked 0, we have picked. So we can observe from here the square of a number. Suppose we are putting the square of any number, then the square of any number can never have 2, 3, 7 and 8. Once again I am repeating, the square of any number, the square of any number will not have 2, 3, 7 or 8 in its unit place digit. If suppose we are finding the square of 12, the square of 12 equals to 144. What is at unit place? That is 4. So, the square of any number, whenever we are talking about the square of any number, in the square of any number, the unit place must be either 0 or 1 or 4, 5, 6 or 9. If suppose we are having a number 4532, whether it can be a perfect square number or not. This cannot be a perfect square number because at unit place digit we are having 2. The number which is having 2, 3, 7 or 8 at unit place digit cannot be a perfect square number. Once again I am repeating, the number which is having 2, 3, 7 or 8 at its unit place cannot be a perfect square number. The second property, the number which is having either 0 or 1 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 9 at its units place can be a perfect square number or cannot be also. Now let us see the very first question of exercise 3.2. Write a Pythagorean triplet whose smallest number is 8. We have to write down the numbers of the Pythagorean triplets in which the smallest number is already given, that is 8. Before solving this question, we must understand what is the Pythagorean triplets. Let us see an example. Suppose we are having three numbers A, B and C. Suppose we are having three different numbers A, B and C. These are three numbers such that C is greater than A and C is greater than B. It means that C is the greatest number in all. C is greater than A and C is greater than B. It means C is the greatest number. Once again, I am repeating from the beginning. If suppose we are having three numbers A, B and C, in which C is the greatest number, and if C square is equals to A square plus B square, the square of the greatest number is equal to the square of some of other two numbers, then that numbers are called Pythagorean triplets. Once again, I am repeating. If suppose we are having three different numbers A, B and C, in which suppose C is the greatest number, and if C square equals to A square plus B square, then A, B and C are termed as Pythagorean triplets. Here in this question, the smallest number of the Pythagorean triplets is already given, that is 8. We have to find out other two numbers. If suppose we are having the smallest number and we have to find out two other numbers, then we have to use certain identity. The smallest number is always referred as 2m. The next number is referred as m square minus 1, and the next number is referred as m square plus 1. So here these three are the Pythagorean triplets number. Here 2m is representing the smallest number, while m square plus 1 is representing the greatest number. So with the help of this identity, we can find out other two numbers also. So let us see, as the smallest number is given here 8 and 2m is the smallest number, hence we can say that according to question 2m is equals to 8, because 2m is the smallest number in this Pythagorean triplets and the smallest number in the question is already given 8. So 2m is equals to 8. What is the value of m here? M equals to 8 by 2, or we can say m equals to 4. After getting the value of m, then we have to find the value of m square minus 1. M square minus 1. The value of m, we are having 4, so we can put here 4. Square also minus 1. The square of 4 will be 16 minus 1 equals to 15. Next one we have to find out m square plus 1. M square plus 1. The value of m we are having 4, so we can put here 4. Square of 4 plus 1 equals to 16 plus 1 equals to 17. So and here 2m equals to, we are having 8. So we got three numbers. First one is 8, second one is 15 and third one is 17. So these three are the numbers of the Pythagorean triplets for this question. So smallest number is 8, next number is 15, next number is 17. We can check it out also by using the Pythagorean formula, like c square equals to a square plus b square, where c is the greatest number, means square of 17 must be equal to the square of sum of these two numbers, means 8 square plus 15 square. So this is the solution. Now let us see the fourth question of the same exercise. Is 10, 24 and 26 is a Pythagorean triplets or not? So we have to check whether these three numbers are Pythagorean triplets or not. As I explained, if suppose A, B and C are three numbers, in which suppose 26 here, in this question 26 is the greatest in all. The square of greatest number must be equal to the square of sum of other two numbers. We have to check like that. So here we can write first number is given in the solution. We have to write first number is given 10. So we can write suppose A equals to 10 and B equals to 24 and C equals to 26. Here we can observe that C is greater than A and C is greater than B also. So C is the greatest number in all. So here we can write, first of all we have to find the value of C square. C square equals to 26 square. Here we can write 676. Now after that we have to find the square of a and square of b, and then we have to find the sum of these two numbers. A square plus b square we have to find out. Value of a is 10, square of 10 we can write here. Value of b is 24, we can write here 24 and square. Square of 10 will be 100, square of 24 will be 576. After adding these two we have is 676. So here we can observe that the square of c means c square equals to 676. A square plus b square is equal to 676. So we can say that since c square is equals to a square plus b square, or in another word we can say that 26 square is equals to 10 square plus 24 square. Hence these three numbers means 10, 24 and 26 are a Pythagorean triplets. Exercise 3.3, fourth question. Find the square root of the following number by repeated subtraction method. The third question is 169. We can find out the square root of a certain number by using three different methods. The first method is repeated subtraction method, second method is prime factorization method, and the third method is long division method. Again I'm repeating. The first method is repeated subtraction method, second method is prime factorization method, while the third method is long division method. So here we are going to find out the square root of 169 by repeated subtraction method. Before solving this question, first of all we have to learn one property. The sum of n odd numbers. Sum of n odd numbers is a perfect square number. Suppose I am talking about the sum of 5 odd numbers. First odd number is 1, second odd number is 3, third one is 5, fourth one is 7, fifth one is 9. So we got 5 odd numbers. This is the first odd number, second odd number, third odd number, fourth odd number and fifth odd number. The sum of this n odd numbers is a perfect square number. Let us see, find the sum of this. 9 plus 1, 10 plus 5, 15 plus 3, 18 plus 7, 25. 25 is a perfect square number. Similarly, if suppose we are talking about the sum of first 4 odd numbers, means 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7 is equals to 7 plus 3, 10 plus 5, 15 plus 1, 16. Again 16 is a perfect square number. So we have to use this property to find out the square root of this 169 by using the repeated subtraction method. What we have to do for that? We have to subtract the very first odd number from here. Then whatever we are getting as a result, then we have to subtract 3 from the result. Then we have to subtract 5 from the remaining part. Then we have to subtract 7 from the remaining part. And this process will be continued till we are getting 0 as a result. So let us see how we are going to find out. The question is 169, so we can write here 169. So first of all, we will subtract the very first odd number, that is 1. The first odd number is 1, so we are subtracting 1. The result will be 168. Now, the result is 168, we have to copy 168 here. Now, the next odd number is 3, so we have to subtract 3 from here. 165. The result again we have to copy here. Next, we have to subtract 5. So the result will be 160. Again we have to copy the result, 160 minus. The next odd number is 7. So we can write here 153. Result we can copy here, 153 minus. Next odd number is 9. So we have to subtract 9 from here. 144. Next, we have to copy the result here, 144 minus. The next odd number will be 11. So we can subtract 11 from here. 133 will get. So we can write here 133 minus. Next odd number will be 13. So we can subtract 13 from here. So we will get 120. So 120 minus. Next odd number is 15. So we will subtract 15 from here. 105. This process will be repeated until we will get 0. So result will copy here 105. 5 minus next odd number is 17, so we can write here minus 17. The result will be equals to 88. Now we can copy 88 here, minus next odd number is 19, so we can subtract 19 from here. 69, so copy the result 69 minus next odd number is 21, so we are going to subtract 21 from here. Result will be 48. Now 48 minus, then next odd number is 23, subtract 23 from there. 5 is 25. Next you copy 25 here, minus next odd number is 25. So 25 equals to 0. Now at last we got 0 here, so we have to stop here. Then we have to count how many times we have subtracted the odd numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 and 13. Since we have subtracted 13 times, so the square root of 69 will be 39. So here we can write square root of 39, square root of 169 equals to 30. Now let us see the fifth question of exercise 3.3. Find the square root by prime factorization method. This time we are going to find out the square root of the given number by using the prime factorization method. Prime factorization method. The very first number is given 676 and the second number is given 11,025. So to find the square root of this number, first of all we have to do the prime factorization of the given number. So first question I am selecting from here 676. Now we have to do the prime factorization of 676 here. 676. Since this is divisible by 2, so we can write here 2 3s are 6, 2 3s are 6, 2 8s are 16. Again it is divisible by 2. So we can write here 2 1s are 2, 2 6s are 12, 2 9s are 18. Now it is divisible by 13. Always we have to try with the prime numbers only. We have to divide all these numbers with the prime numbers. So now if we are dividing 169 by 13, then again we are getting 13. We have to repeat this process until we are getting a prime number. Since 13 is a prime number, so we have to stop there. After that we have to write all the factors here. 2, 2, 3, 13, 13. So we have to write 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 13 multiplied by 13. So the square root of 676 equals to square root of all these numbers, means 2 into 2 multiplied by 13 into 13. Finally we can write here we have the pair of 2, pair of 13. From pair we can take out one number only, and from here also one number. Finally we are having 13 2s are 26. So the square root of 676 will be equals to 26. Similarly, we can find out the square root of 11,025. 11,025 is equals to. Now again we will do the prime factorization of 11,025 here. This number is not divisible by 2, since the unit place digit is not either 0, 2, 4, 6 or 8. That's why it is not divisible by 2. But this number is divisible by 3. How? Because the sum of all the digits is divisible by 3. 5 plus 2 7 plus 0 7 plus 1 8 plus 1 9. Since 9 is divisible by 3, that's why whole number is also divisible by 3. So we can write here 3, 3 3s are 9, 3 6 are 18, 3 7s are 21, 3 5s are 15. Again this number is divisible by 3. Now 1225 is not divisible by 3. This number is divisible by 5 because at the unit place we are having 5. Again it is divisible by 5. Now this number 49 is divisible by 7. So we have to stop here because we are getting prime number. Finally we can write here 11,025 is equals to 3 into 3 into 5 into 5 into 7 into 7. So square root of 11,025 will be equals to 3 into 3 into 5 into 5 into 7 into 7 under root. We are having the pair of 3, pair of 5, pair of 7. So we can write here 3 into 5 into 7. And finally we can say 105. If we multiply all the numbers, 3 5 is 15, 15 7 is 105. So the square root of 11,025 will be equals to 105. Now let us see the seventh question of the same exercise. Find the smallest whole number with which it should be multiplied so as to get a perfect square. So the very first question is 252. Right now 252 is not a perfect square number. So we have to find out a smallest whole number which must be multiplied with 252 to make it a perfect square number. So to find out the smallest number which should be multiplied to 252 to make it a perfect square number, first of all we have to do the prime factorization of 252. 252. We are doing the prime factorization. 2 1 2, 2 2 4, 2 6 12 again by 2. 2 6 12, 2 2 2 6, 3 2 6, 3 1 3, 3 7 21. So here 252 is equals to 2 into 2, 3 into 3 into 7. So we are having the pair of 2, pair of 3, but pair of 7 is not there. 1 7 is missing for making the pair of 7. So the smallest required number is, hence required number equals to 7. It means if we are multiplying 252 with 7, then it will be a perfect square number.